I just got done talking to a student who's making $100,000 in Chicago as a data analyst. He's a part of my Job Hunting Accelerator program, and I was super excited for him like 3-4 months ago when he told me that he got this job offer. And so he called me. Now I almost felt like a very depressed, and I asked him like what's going on, and he said his saving is pretty much nothing. And I was like, wait, how is that even possible? Like, you're making $100,000 and just like few months ago you were like not making that, so you should be able to save a lot of money. I mean, you didn't have any salary and yet you were able to survive, and now you have like 100 times more the money. How is this possible? Like, can you walk me through his expenses? And so he sent me a bunch of screenshots. I'll put some of the screenshots, obviously I'll remove his identity, but essentially he was like wanting to talk to me to get some advice, plus he wanted to say like, okay, like please share this with others as well so that others don't make the same mistake that I did. Very kind of him, but here we go. But before we get started, if you're new to my channel, my name is Yudi. On this channel, we talk about everything from studying in United States, building a successful career or life here in United States, and US immigration. So if this is your jam, please consider subscribing because it doesn't cost you anything, but it inspires you to make videos like this. Now let's look at the expenses. And again, I'm going to give my feedback of how I paid off my loan within 2-3 months. But I think it's going to take a lot of time for him unless he makes like drastic changes. But here's what his expenses look like. So number one is education loan. He went to NYU and his education loan is roughly $100,000, and I think his EMI is roughly $1,500 or so. Again, I'm giving some rough figures over here. So that's $18,000 a year. That is a lot, right? Then he made this big mistake of buying a car, something that I call vanity metrics, and lifestyle creep as well. But let's talk about lifestyle creep in a minute. But the car that he bought, he also wanted like fancy car, a compact SUV, Toyota RAV4 or something like that. And plus that comes with an insurance, and he obviously didn't have down payment a lot. So that is $1,300 per month, and that's roughly $15,600 per year, right? Now let's talk about his living situation. He ended up getting his own 1-bedroom apartment in Chicago. I mean, Chicago is very expensive, and I asked him like, why would you not just like, you know, there's a lot of universities, there are a lot of student apartments. There is like, I'm pretty sure you can still find an apartment that you can get like sharing, like just have your private bedroom, and you could have gotten this in like half the price or something like that. And he's like, no, I wanted like, you know, start fresh. I wanted freedom. I wanted independence. And I mean, he didn't start it with these reasons. He actually started with reason, my parents are going to visit, so I need to have a space. And I'm like, okay, how long are your parents are going to visit, and how many times a year they're going to visit? And it's like, oh, this is the first time they're going to visit, and I don't know when they're going to come next. So probably just this time and maybe 3-4 weeks. I'm like, dude, like for 3 weeks, you are going to incur expenses like crazy amounts. Here's his rent. He's paying $2,000 per month. I mean, that's a lot. And that's $24,000. Now the other expense that he told me is he also sends about like $500 to $1,000 every other month, or in like once in a couple months, to his parents because for expenses and all of it. So that's going to be roughly $4,000 that if we, you know, calculate per like year in terms of like his frequency and etc. So if you are also someone who is making money, and if you are like in the zone of like sending money to your parents in India, especially if you're from India, I highly recommend choosing Crobo Money because they have no transaction fees, there's zero fees, plus they have the best conversion rate ever. I am not kidding. I've been in United States for more than 11 years. I've used Zoom, Wise, Remitly, any platform you can think of. I've tried multiple platforms, and all of them have either two problems. Number one, they have high transaction fees, so they'll be like $4 or $3 fees for each transaction you do, and or they will have lower conversion, so they may charge the fees by giving you less money. So if the $1 is costing like 85 rupees, they'll do $1 as like 83 rupees, and they're like, stealing that 2-3 rupees in the conversion, and that's how they make money. So I have been working with Crobo Money and their team and the founder and all of them. I love them. I highly recommend that you give it a shot, at least compare it by yourself, look at the experiences. And I have been personally using it for last 10 months or so, and they also give full refund guarantee if anything goes wrong. So again, check it out. Also, if you use Crobo Money and do your first transfer over $500 or total transfer over $500, you'll also get $25 Amazon gift card because you're part of my community. Link will be in the description. Please try and check it out, and don't waste the money in transaction fees or lower conversions. All right. So after the parents' expenses, which he sends his, parents and brother and sisters and all of that, day-to-day cost of living, which is going to be food, utilities, phone, internet, gym, short trips that he does, like gas, like petrol, like obviously now he has a car, protein powder, he's into gym and all of that. All of this is costing him another $1,300 per month, roughly, like he said, $1,200 to $1,400. It fluctuated from last 4 months of the data that we have. So that is roughly $15,600. I mean, that's wild. And the reason I'm kind of surprised is, see, if you were to have a roommate, everything will be kind of half, right? Like your utilities, your internet, all of this is like divided by 2. Again, it depends on the lifestyle that you choose. I am of the lifestyle that I want to pay off my debt as soon as possible. That is my mindset. So if you are in that mindset, I'm okay cooking, like, or get a Chipotle subscription or something. Like Chipotle cost you like what? I don't know, like $11 or something like that. I'm okay eating Chipotle all day long. I'm a vegetarian, but even if it's you're not a vegetarian, like you can still have Chipotle. It might be like $1 extra for the meat, but I would optimize for something like that. But I think in his case, like he goes out and he likes to party and he likes to like drink and all of those things. I'm not judging him. I'm just saying, when he called me for these call, like that was my thoughts, like, okay, where the heck the money is going? Because like that shouldn't be the case, because he was able to survive 3 months before, 4 months before, when he didn't have any full-time job and he was on OPT. So he was able to survive without $100,000. So now it should be surplus, right? Anyway, let's keep going. Taxes and health insurance. So again, Chicago has both federal tax and state tax, and the health insurance comes out from his paycheck. So that's roughly $1,835, which is roughly $22,000. So again, I'm not counting FICA tax, because again, he's part of the first, and if you didn't know this, like India and US has this treaty. I'll put the link in the description for IRS document, so check it out. But essentially, you can waive off your FICA tax. You're not responsible to pay FICA taxes, and if they are charging you, then you can take it back or get a refund during your filing process. So I'm not counting that, but let's say after 3 years, you'll have to pay that as well. So if you add everything up, this total will come to roughly $99,000 or so, and his salary is how much? $100,000. Of course, he's getting like stock equity and all of that, but those are all paper money, and you don't even get the cash. Like you get it as a stock equity, which you have to vest it over a long period of time, and then you have to sell it to actually get that in your bank account. Separate story. I'm not even considering, he's not even investing in 401k. In this whole expenses, we haven't even talked about 401k investment, and I'll be making more videos about 401k, Roth IRA, backdoor IRA, HSA, HRA. So please subscribe if you are interested in personal finance of the things. But just alone these expenses is costing him $99,000, and he's saving roughly like $500 to $1,000. That's really scary. So what really happened? I believe what happened is lifestyle creep. This is a very, very famous thing in the personal finance space, where we call this lifestyle creep, meaning the minute your income increases, even the expenses of your lifestyle start to increases, and it comes very natural to a lot of people. So they don't realize that is happening until they actually start looking that there's no money in the bank balance, and that is when they realize, like, okay, I've gotten trapped into a lifestyle creep, meaning because I made money, because I saw the money, I subscribe to all these expenses without even realizing it, and that's called lifestyle creep. So my best recommendation to you is, before even the money hits the bank account, or as soon as the money hits the bank account, you should delegate the money where they need to go, instead of like other way around, right? So you tell the money, hey, 1500 needs to go into education loan. You have no other choices, right? And then you divide the money and like, okay, this is the budget, and savings and all of that. Ideally, I would put it in 401k and savings, but let's not worry about that portion in this video. And the big thing is, again, it comes down to lifestyle choice. Like in his case, he keeps telling me that he wants to get rid of the loan as soon as possible, that $1,500 is like too much for him. And so his action is not like that. So if that is the case, then I would just like cut down the lifestyle expense. I told him, like, get out of the lease or get a roommate, do whatever you need to do, cut down your rent by half. That will already save you like $1,000. Cut down your utilities, phone, etc. That $1,300 will cut down into like, half by $600 or $700. There you go. You now have $1,500 magically more. That is equal to $18,000 like per year. And you can take that $18,000 and put it in your loan, so that your loan gets faster, like it gets paid off faster than you want. And I literally told him, like, Chicago also has a good commute system. Like he could just do like, trains and all of that. He doesn't need a car. So, and especially the fancy car that he has, I mean, he could just buy like a $2,000 car or a $3,000 like second-hand car if he really wants to. But I would like not recommend to get a car, at least if it's like an absolute necessary. So if we cut down additional $1,300, imagine that is going to be another $15,600. All of a sudden, $33,600 of saving just by doing lifestyle changes. And again, he's paying roughly $22,000 in taxes. But if he invests some of that money in HSA, in 401k, yes, you will not have that money cash, but at least you're not paying it to the government, or like you're not paying it in taxes, and it is in your investment accounts, and you are still getting tax deduction, which means it still lower down your taxes. And I know this is like a little complex. I'll talk more about it in a future video. I just need your feedback. Like, do you like something like this? And if you like these personal finance type of videos, please let me know in the comment section, and I would love to explain a lot of personal finance. Of course, I've been in United States and I don't want to boast about my net worth and all of that, but I feel like I'm doing really well in life, and I can teach you a lot of personal finance concept and how to manage money and how to make money work for you, especially when it comes to taxes and HSAs and Roth IRAs and all of those things. And should you even do it, or should you not do it? All of those things. Let me know in the comment section, but I hope this was helpful. Again, make sure to check out Crobo. Link will be in the description. Don't lose the money in transaction fees or lower conversion. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep smiling and keep hustling. By the way, I did work with the student and I told him all of these things, and he agreed that we're gonna get him to save like at least $25,000 to $30,000, and he's on it. Like he started working on it. He already found a roommate. So hopefully, this will help him to pay off his loan within 2-3 years. See you guys in the next one.